Protection. It's a word that I've been thinking a lot the last 3 weeks. If you've looked at Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or any kind of social media account, you've seen all these pictures and videos of teachers holding up signs saying, "We miss you, we love you, we can't wait to see you again." Well, it's because we cannot protect you. It's because we cannot ask you, "How's your day going? Are you having a thumbs up or a thumbs down kind of day?" We can't hold you and make sure that everything's okay. We can't give you some food and say, "Well, at least your tummy's full." We can't give you a warm place within our classrooms because you're not allowed to be here. And so I wanted to go over in today's lesson, what is protection and what does it look like? We all know that when we see something like this, it's a bad guy. We want to protect ourselves from this bad guy, and the way that we do it is by installing deadbolt locks. We put locks that are secure at the top. We put locks even on just our door handles themselves. We protect ourselves against bad guys, against burglars. We also protect ourselves against bullying. As you can see in this video or in this picture, a young girl is possibly getting cyberbullied by some mean girls in the school. What do we do to protect ourselves? We block them, or you should block them, or get rid of them somehow. We protect ourselves from hateful people. We also protect ourselves in cars. All of y'all, most of y'all are starting to drive now. And so you're getting your driver's license and you're getting behind the wheel. And that's a dangerous aspect of life. There's more car accidents than there are airplane crashes, which to me, it freaks me out to get in an airplane, but I'm just fine to get behind the wheel of a vehicle. But we protect ourselves by putting on seatbelts, by having airbags, by driving a vehicle that's top-rated safety class. We protect ourselves. We even talked about how we sit in padded chairs that don't have springs in them, but have pad, that way it absorbs all of the kinetic energy to keep us from flouncing back and forth. So we protect ourselves. So what happens when we get sick? Which a lot of y'all were sick this year because the flu felt like it was very rampant. And so we follow guidelines like fight the flu. We cover our mouths when we cough. We wash our hands like religiously. We stay home if we're sick, if we don't feel good, if we have a fever, we don't go anywhere. And then we get vaccinated. That is the good thing about maybe having the flu or the chicken pox or another virus that your body can get, or even a bacterial infection. We take antibiotics. We can fight it. But what happens if there isn't protection against an enemy? What if we can't protect against something such as what we call COVID-19? We educate ourselves. We educate. We learn what things are, what it is, what CDC guidelines can we follow, what does the NIH say, what does the World Health Organization say. We watch the news, we call our doctors, we educate ourselves. And that's what I want us to do today, is to educate ourselves on COVID-19. Or maybe you've heard it called the coronavirus. I want you to understand that coronavirus is a big, huge umbrella. Let me do this instead of this. It's a big umbrella that is one big name for a bunch of other viruses. So it's not the coronavirus really that we're fighting, because we don't have all these other viruses attacking at once. It's something that is specifically called COVID-19. And this is what COVID-19 looks like. This is the little virus that is scaring us today, that is making us feel like we have no protection, like we don't know, if we leave our home, is this little booger going to get up our nose and travel down the back of our throats and into our lungs? Is someone going to sneeze beside us? Do we need to karate chop them because now they've given us COVID-19? So let's educate. I want to educate and not scare. So what is coronavirus? So by definition, it is any group of RNA viruses that cause a variety of diseases in humans and other animals. Before school let out, we learned that the coronavirus has been around for a while, but it's been in animals such as cows, dogs, bats. But now it has mutated, and it's starting to go into humans. The history of the coronavirus. It's been around since 1965. And there were two scientists named Tyrrell and Bino, and I could not find their first names, who found it in a human embryonic tracheal organ culture, and they named it a B814. This organ culture of this picture is what was found in chickens, and they named it OC, OC meaning organ culture, in 16. So that's all it is. There are 7 different types of human coronaviruses. There are several that affect animals, just as we just saw the picture affecting chickens. So there are 7 that affect humans, and this is one of them. Names such as 229E, NL63, OC43, HKU1. These were all discovered in the 1960s, and they are what causes common colds. If you go to the doctor, like, oh, you just have some kind of virus infection, it could have been one of these 4, but because it's really not that big of a deal, they just tell you to wait it out. It's like a 24-hour, 48-hour thing. It's not a big deal. Your nose might be stuffy. You might cough. You might have some sinus issues. We'll give you some antibiotics in case it turns into pneumonia, whatever we can do to help you out. So those were common colds, not a big deal. Then in 2012 came MERS-CoV, which other known as MRSA, which caused the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. This is a type of coronavirus also. And then in 2003, I should have switched these up, we had SARS-CoV, which was known as a severe acute respiratory syndrome, where it affects your respiratory, which is your lungs. It affects your lungs. And then today, we have what is called SARS-CoV-2, now what we know as COVID-19. So it's not just coronavirus, it is COVID-19. And this little booger here is thought to be like OC43 or HKU1. If you can see, or if you look, on the outside of it, we have these little prongs. These little prongs are what are attaching to our antibodies, and it's not liking it. And that's why they call it the coronavirus, because corona means sun, which we have learned about in this class. And that's corona is sun, and so it makes you think of the corona around the sun with all the bolts of kinetic energy that's coming off of the sun. So that's where coronavirus comes from. Those are the 7 types that humans can get. So the question I always say is we want to know, okay, so how was it named? How did COVID-19 get its name? Well, CO is just an abbreviation for the coronavirus because it is part of that family of coronavirus. VI, simple, just means virus. And then D means disease. And then 19 is the year it's discovered. First time it was discovered is in Wuhan City in China in 2019. So that's how they got the 19 there. And there are some misconceptions. People are calling this, instead of saying COVID-19, they're being ignorant, and they're calling it the Chinese virus or coronavirus. Remember, that's just an umbrella for the name COVID-19, or the Asian virus. None of these names are truly what is attacking our systems today. It is called COVID-19. Make sure that is what you're calling it. It's nothing else other than COVID-19. So what could it do to me? This is a big question that we all want to know. What's going to happen to me if I get this COVID-19, this little bitty gray speck that I can't even see, this virus? Well, most people, it could do nothing. You could just be a carrier of it. You could have it, not even know you have it, and you're just carrying it to other people who it could infect. It could also cause very mild to severe symptoms such as fever, cough, shortness of breath. And it can last up to 2 to 14 days. That is why they're telling us to stay in our homes up to 14 days if you have it, or if you've been around somebody who's been tested for COVID-19 and they have 100% COVID-19. So it might not do anything in you. You might be just fine. And because you are between the ages of 14 and 15 years old, more than likely you could have it and never even know it, because it's really not affecting the younger people. This is not a young people disease or virus. This is affecting the older. So let's look. Does it really affect me? These are the four main groups that it's affecting. Older adults, people 65 years and older. It is affecting the respiratory system so awful. It's an awful, awful pain. It's an awful death to have to go through. Please, if you're coughing, if you're sneezing, I know we've got asthma going around, not asthma, allergies going around. I know it's hard for you to say, well, is it COVID-19 or is it just allergies? If you're coughing, if you're sneezing, don't go around someone over the age of 65 years old. People with asthma, and this is people with moderate to severe asthma. Moderate to severe asthma. So someone who has an inhaler that they have to take every day, someone who's having to do updrafts for their asthma, someone maybe is on nebulizers, someone who's on all these different types of allergy medicines because maybe their asthma is caused by allergies. Maybe you just got over the flu and your lungs are still weakened from the flu and now you've got asthma because of it. That's who it's affecting. Groups at higher risk for severe illnesses. Now, this is a bigger group than the other two. People with chronic lung disease, serious heart conditions, cancer patients, smokers, organ transplantees, immunodeficient people, severe obesity, and that has a BMI of 40 plus. Guys, I have a BMI of 35, so I'm pretty close to being considered a severe obesity. Diabetes, mainly type 2 diabetes, not much as type 1 diabetes. Chronic kidney disease or someone who is undergoing dialysis, and those with liver disease. You probably know somebody who fits all of these symptoms, or not symptoms, all of these issues. If you do, stay away from them. And then lastly, people with HIV. These are also immunodeficient cases or people. And so these all four, if you know somebody who has that, stay away. Don't go near them. Maybe talk to them between the plexiglass or say 6 feet away. That's why if you go to Walmart, they've got all these signs where they say 6 feet, or Dollar General, they've got signs that say 6 feet back. It's because this virus can travel in the air up to 6 feet for 3 hours. Now, granted, most water molecules fall to the ground quicker than that, but still, stay 6 feet away. Don't even go visit. I've got an amazing grandpa that I would love to go see right now because I could do some of those things from home and on my computer, my laptop. But I know that keeping my butt in Johnson County is the best place I need to be, and let him stay in Saline County while I stay here in Johnson County. It is what is best for him. So what can I do? And that's the thing that you need to ask yourself. Okay, what can I do to keep this from spreading? The CDC says that the top things that you can do to keep this from spreading: avoid close contact with people who are sick. If they've had the fever, if they've been coughing, or if they have been sneezing and just not feeling good, whether it's allergies or the flu, don't go near them. Avoid them at all costs. Good 14 days. Cover your cough or sneeze with tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. I know you've always heard to cough into your arm or cough into your clothes, but please try your best to cough into a tissue and not out into the air. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Let me tell you something. We went to Walmart the other day and I caught myself. I was like, oh, gotta stop. It's serious. Do not touch your mouth, eyes, or face or nose. That is one of the that is the best place for a virus to get in and to affect you. Clean and disinfect frequently. Touch objects and surfaces. I know I've seen all these videos of people taking their groceries into the home and disinfecting them and cleaning them off. Know that on paper products and cardboard, it's only lasting for like 24 hours, but on plastic, it can last up to 13 days. So it's not a dumb idea to wipe down the products that you have bought from Walmart, Dollar General, wherever you get your food from, and make sure that you have gotten any type of virus off of your food before you take it into your home. Stay home. Stay home. We're flattening the curve if we stay home. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. It's not that hard. you can sing happy birthday. I'm not going to because then I have to have like a copyright law against saying happy birthday. Or you could sing your favorite song for 20 seconds, or you can just sit there with your soap and rub it, and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And hopefully by the end, you've got every single speck on your hands, and now you can rinse it all off and make sure it's good warm water. So those are things that you can do. The biggest thing that they're trying to push right now is to stay home. Just stay home. It really upsets me, and I love it that I can see you guys on social media, and you know to block me from things that I shouldn't see. But it really upsets me when I see that you've got this big crowd of friends with you. And I know that it's supposed to be 10 and under, but they all live in different homes. They all have different parents at different ages. You might have a 40-year-old parent who might not be in that high-risk category, but someone else might have a parent who's in their 60s who is in the higher risk category. Or maybe they go home to someone who has to go take care of a grandparent who is in the higher risk category. You don't know their backgrounds. You don't know where they're going to be going or who they're going to be seeing. Just stay away. I know that you love your friends. You love hanging out with them. You don't know what you would do. Read a book. Take up a foreign language. Finish that Netflix series. Go hang out with your mom. Go talk to your dad. Go get to know your siblings better. Go build a Lego with your younger siblings. Go outside and just soak up some vitamin D when it's not raining like it is today. Maybe it stopped by now. You don't have to be with your friends all the time. Get to know your family. Like I said yesterday, these are moments you will never get to get back. There's lots of moments I would like to say that I could have had with those who've passed on or those who I don't get to see because I live within 2 hours of my family. I would love to see them as much as I can, but I can't because my life is here. So stay away from them. Even if this goes up to 2-3 months, when President Trump says it's time that we can go out, we can go back to school, I'm going to be the first one to come up to you and just hug you as tight as I can. But until then, please stay home, stay away from your friends. Okay, so today's assignment, you should have, today's day 10, AMI day 11. You need to accumulate, or to get the worksheet. Looks like this. This is one, yes, Miss Little made this one. It's called Cumulative Total Number of COVID-19 Cases in the United States by report date of January 20th to March 29th. So this ended on March 29th. So it was on Monday that I got these numbers from. You need a writing utensil or a ruler or a straight edge because you are going to create a line of best fit. We have done that twice in this class. You should have done it in 8th grade math, and I also think maybe in 7th grade math. Let's push it. Assignment for today, create a graph using the data from table 1, total number of COVID-10, that says 10, that should be 19 cases in the U.S. by report date, and answer questions number 1 through 7. Oh, and there's the citations. Okay, so real quick, what do I mean? The very first question we have on here wants you to do your increments. Make sure that when you are drawing your increments, when you're putting them in here, use a ruler and make sure that they are even. Don't just go through here, I will throw my pencil, and just start marking random increment ticks. It's not going to look good. Get a ruler out, or even a piece of paper that has lines that are already measured for you, and draw your increments evenly. Do it for your y-axis and for your x-axis. Then it says plot the points using information from table 1. Draw a line of best fit. At the very top, you do have directions up here. It says that you need to make sure that you label your x and y axis, give the graph a name, and make appropriate increments. So don't forget to read the directions first. Then go down to number 1 and complete 1 through 7. All right, so we have what is called an exponential growth and a logarithmic growth. And I know a lot of y'all have not, you should know what exponential growth is because you've learned that in Algebra 1. Logarithmic, you will not really learn until Algebra 2. But if we look, this is COVID-19 cases from around the world. So far, this was just updated. I think it was last night. I saw it said April 2nd. Confirmed cases of people having in the world, not just Arkansas, not just United States, but in the world, 1,016,401 confirmed cases, 53,000 deaths. Now remember, a lot of those deaths come from Italy because they are the oldest group of people in our world. Okay, in our world. Not just in your backyard, but in our world. Recoveries, 211,775 people have recovered. I know you're like, Miss Little, that's really not a whole lot of people have recovered. There's still 700,000 out there who are still fighting this. And hopefully soon that number will be a whole lot greater and this number will start not declining, but not be growing. So we have what is called an exponential. The red line, it is marked US. We are currently in an exponential growth. We are growing. COVID-19 is continuing to grow. And I know looking at the other cases, it's like, wow, why are we still growing? It's because we're not doing the stay-at-home rule. China, if you look at China, they had an exponential growth starting in January and then February. And as they went up, they started doing what's called a logarithmic growth. And this is called flattening the curve. We need to flatten the curve. And that's what China did. If you see some of the other, like France, looks like they're starting to flatten their curve. It looks like Italy is still kind of growing. Spain is still exponential. United Kingdom is, could possibly be starting to do their flattening their curve. And so this is the United States. And so right around where you write on your x-axis, I want you to draw for me a line of best fit. Your line of best fit needs to begin somewhere around March, let's say March 12th, maybe March 15th, and you're just going to draw a straight line starting with your right around here-ish. And then draw your line curving up towards your dots, making sure that you have as many plots pointed on the top as you do on the bottom, and then you're going to answer some questions based off of that. So if you want to see any other types of knowledge about COVID-19, this is the cases by Arkansas. This is as of yesterday. We have 683 cases. I think this morning it's now at 700. We are still exponentially growing. I have a friend who is a teacher at Henderson, and hers is kind of showing to be a logarithm. She's actually turned her computer over to a logarithmic to where it's starting to flatten out, and hopefully that is what we will continue to do. Oh, these are the new cases by dates. I want to see the actual line. So that's mainly, I just want you to reflect on COVID-19. I want you to think about what you are doing today, what you are doing tomorrow, what you've done in the past, and how you just need to stay home and how you need to love on the people within your home, get to know them more, make sure you wash your hands. If you are going out with your parents, hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're staying home because you like to touch. I know you. If something looks pretty, you touch it. I've got little things up here on my desk. You guys love to touch them. You come in and you just touch. You also forget to cover your mouths. You forget to, when you sneeze, you like to sneeze all over everybody because you think it's funny. Well, this is the time that it's no longer funny. This is the time where you need to be caring about those who could get sick. I just showed you the numbers. Not to make you scared. None of this is to make you scared, but it is to educate you. That is my job. I want to educate you. If you have questions, holler at me. You have my number. Send me an email if you need to. I love you all. I hope to see you very soon. Hopefully April 20th. If not, we'll let you know some things before it comes around. Remember, AMI packets can be turned in anytime now. There's a filing cabinet in the front of the high school that has a turn-in cabinet, and then the other cabinet are AMI packets that are printed off per grade. If there's something you're missing, holler at me or at Mr. Harris, mharris@lamarwarriors.org. Okay, have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself. Stay home, cook out, help mom, clean the floor. I gotta go do that when I get home. I gotta go mop and sweep mop or sweep and mop my floor. Kids been running in outside, which is great. Maybe if you got siding on your house, ask mom if you can go clean the siding. If you got windows and you got some Windex or maybe even just some vinegar and water and you got newspapers laying around or you got an old t-shirt, clean the windows. That's a good one. There you go. You're welcome, mamas. Go clean the windows. All of them.